100. That's the Lions' point differential right now that leads the NFL. Up next, the Green Bay Packers await the Red Hot Lions inside Lambeau for a matchup this Sunday. Let's get you ready for another divisional game right here on Inside the Pride.
Let's go. Caught. End zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Kirby Johnson, you just ended this ball game. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Lee McNeil leaning on him and dropping him. End zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. There we go. Oh, baby. Brian Branch intercepted it. This game is over.
This is Inside the Pride, presented by Whisker, maker of the Litter Robot. I'm Dannie Rogers. The Detroit Lions are 6-1 to start a season for the first time since, get ready for it, 1956. That Lions-Titans matchup last Sunday was one for the history books, behind an impressive performance led by special teams.
Ford Field in downtown Detroit, Week 8 in the National Football League, and the Lions are back home for the first time in nearly a month. And as they return, they are a first-place team sitting atop the very competitive NFC North today. They will take on the Tennessee Titans. They're right in front of you. That's your job for the next 3 hours. Rudolph tapes, fakes the give, sets in the pocket, got a lot of time. Now he's in trouble. Now he throws, picked up by the Lions. It is intercepted by Trevor Nowoski. And the takeaway for the Lions is going to get them the ball in great field position. Takes the snap, turns, gives to Montgomery. Montgomery down to the 5, still going at the 3, to the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Here comes Tennessee now from the Lion 11. There's the snap. Rudolph's going to run it left side, being chased by Nowoski. Cuts it back to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown. Goff out of the gun, hands it to Jahmyr Gibbs. Gibbs, there he goes, across 30 to 35 to the 40. Turns the corner to 50. It's a foot race down the left sideline. Gibbs, 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Oh, baby, 70 yards. There's the snap. Fakes, throws, end zone, caught, touchdown. Tennessee showing up early in this one. Jarrett looking out over that defense. Takes the snap, turns, fakes the give, throws, got a man wide open. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Brock Wright. On first down, play action fake, setting in the pocket and throwing is Rudolph. That's picked up on the lines. Kirby Joseph, here he comes right side, inside the 25, inside the 20, still on his feet at the 15, and taken down at the 13-yard line. Jared takes the snap, turns, gives it to Montgomery. Nope, kept it himself and throws to a wide open Amon-Ra St. Brown. Fooled me on the play fake, and he fooled the entire Tennessee defense. Jared takes, tosses to Montgomery, run right. He's going to throw it to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! Sam Laporta. Hey, Sam, you got your TD today. It came from David Montgomery. That is beautiful. Having a big half here. Story of this game, couple of takeaways, big plays by the special teams, and the offense, with every opportunity, has been able to find the end zone. They've done it 5 times today. 30 minutes of football remains. First 30 looking pretty good for Detroit. Punts away. Kalif Raymond back deep. Had a 64-yard punt return in the first half. Takes it at the 10. Makes the first man miss. Second man miss. Gets to the 20, 25-yard line. There's the 30. 35 cuts left at the 40. There goes Leaf left sideline to the 40, to the 30. He's gone, baby. He's gone. 10-5. End zone. Touchdown, Kalif Raymond. What a thing of beauty. This has been domination on special teams by the Lions today. Here comes Tennessee now with a first down for their own 23. They go in the end around to Ridley. Ridley is hit as he crosses the 25, the 26-yard line. Ball came out, Lions on top of it. At the 26-yard line, it is Detroit football. They've got 14 points off the first 2 turnovers today, first takeaways. Let's see what they do here. Turns, fakes the give to Jahmyr, now throws, Kalif, 10-5, walk it in, young man. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Jake Bates on for a 51-yard field goal attempt. Spot down kick on the way, it is up and it is good. 2 teams will meet out in the middle of the field to say job well done, job better done on this day by the first place Detroit Lions as they improve their record to 6-1 on the season.
You guys came out to play. You came out to play, man. That's a huge win. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what champions do. You don't care what time of year it is, what the record is, what the weather is. It doesn't matter. You just show up and do what you do. All right, so 5 punt returns for 190 yards. What? Dude, he was 19 yards shy of the record today. NFL record. The freaking Iron Man does everything you ask. The greatest teammate, works his off. Kalif Raymond. Break it out of here.
Hello, y'all, baby. Heal up, man. Let's go back to work next week, baby. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family.
Perhaps no one embodies the spirit of Detroit more than Kalif Raymond. Down and counted out multiple times over his 9 seasons in the NFL, rather than call it quits, Leaf decided to take control of his NFL career, and now he is the epitome of what a Detroit Lion should be. Leaf joins the show next. Inside the Pride is presented by Whisker and brought to you by the Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford Health, and by Meyer. This week on Inside the Pride, I'm joined by special teams ace and receiver. It's Kalif Raymond. And Kalif, you've been so open about your NFL journey. You're in year 9, but going back to Giants in 2017, you walk off the field after a game, you tell yourself, I think I just played my last NFL game. Fast forward to 2024 against the Titans, a former team of yours, 190 punt return yards. Why did you decide to dig deep after that 2017 season and tough it out?
My family was a big part of it. I always say I had a lot of help on the way to get where I am, to be where I am and continue striving. It's like kind of my way of giving back. I couldn't quit on them or quit on what I was doing because during my toughest times, they never quit on me. So that's where I was.
You bring family into it. You've got a big family. Mm-hmm. We see your mom, Kim. She's the bright smile as soon as we step off a bus in a visiting city. Yeah. She's front row at games inside Ford Field. What impact has she had on your NFL career?
Oh, it's been huge. Actually, that same season, playing against the Raiders, and I had a rough game. I remember looking up. I didn't know anybody in the stands. I was very, very new to the team, so I didn't know them either. And I just felt I just felt alone. I was like, look, I don't care what happens the rest of my career, however long I play, I don't want to be at another game by myself. And I called my mom, and she's like, I'll come to every one. And since then, she has been to every one. But it's huge because it kind of brings me back at peace because it's always bigger than football, but it reminds me of my why too as well, my family. So when she's there, I just kind of take a sense like I'm doing this for my family. So it takes the pressure off me to be selfish anyway for what I want, but it gives me a different drive. So.
Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes believed in you in 2021. Your family, though, has believed in you from the start. What kind of drills do they help you go through in the off season? Can you break down the pool noodle story for us?
Yeah, so it was really cool. It was the same year, so it's after 2018. I actually didn't play that year, so that's why my how long I've been playing is always kind of skewed a little bit. So I only had 3 practice squad weeks, and I came back from Thailand, and I was like, you know what, my family it's an integral part of my life. And but I have such a big family, it's kind of time to bring everybody together. So I'll call everybody and I said, hey, we're gonna do a workout, and you guys are all on the same team. So the goal for you guys is to tackle me, stop me from catching the ball, and distract me as much as you can on punt returns. I put on a flag, and they were pulling the flag. They were guarding me on routes. All my siblings are all guarding me at once. My dad's playing safety. He's trying to call out plays, all kind of things like that. My stepdad DJ's throwing the ball and everything. Like, he's got a cannon for an arm, so it actually worked out really well. And they're tagging everything off, and I was like, Mom, look, I need to get better at punt returns. I need to catch so many and be so distracted that the games are easier than what it's going to be like right now. And we cut some pool noodles in half, and she's just yelling. She's giving out numbers like so I can look down, and now she gives out the numbers. She's chasing me, yelling. It was fun, just a way to distract me and give me as much as I can. But she didn't do it lightly. She took it full force. She's screaming and yelling, and it's so cool to look back at those videos. It was such a long time ago, but it pays off now.
Now every touchdown ball goes to your mom. What is her reaction when you hand her those? And she got 2 this past Sunday.
No, she just, I think it's just such a cool moment for her because she gets to, apparently she's signing autographs now.
Oh yeah.
All kind of things. So I think it's just a really cool moment for her. But I'm so thankful that she even gets to have those moments because she's been to every game, and it's just cool to see those moments pay off for her.
Green Bay is next. You know this team extremely well. You know what it's like to play in Lambeau. How do you approach the Packers in a big divisional matchup coming up?
It's the same way that we've been approaching. I know it sounds kind of cliche, but it's the same way we approached the last 2 or 3 weeks. You approach Minnesota, a 5-0 team, a certain way. You come in next week, play, and you approach Tennessee the same way because any given Sunday, we're playing against professional teams. So you keep that same mindset, you keep those same practice habits, you keep the same standards that you've had going in. And if you practice to those standards, you play to those standards, the rest will take care of itself.
Welcome back to Inside the Pride. I'm now joined by head coach Dan Campbell, and every single week it seems we're hearing about a new Detroit Lion either breaking an NFL or a Detroit Lions franchise record. What does that say about the level your team is playing at right now?
We're doing things right. I mean, I think that's what that means. To get those kind of records, break those records, we know it's a team effort, and those guys understand that, and I think they all feel part of it. But look, we got special players here. We really do.
Green Bay is on the clock at Lambeau here for Week 9. Quarterback is questionable. Jordan Love has a groin injury right now. Not sure if we'll see Malik Willis step up, but not questionable is Josh Jacobs and how well he plays. How much of their offense goes through Jacobs, who has just under 800 scrimmage yards already?
Yeah, a ton of it. I think really it was one of the focal points of what they wanted to do this year. You know, LaFleur went out, made a conscious effort. Hey, let's go get this guy. He can do it all. We loved this guy when he was a free agent a few years back. You know, he's explosive. You can see him in the run game, really good vision, explosive. He's got speed, and he's dangerous out of the backfield. We're just talking about him as a runner here. His maneuverability to find it, you know, run after catch, run in space as well. So he's dangerous, and honestly, I do feel like it starts with him. That's how they're geared this year.
Defensively for the Packers, up front, along that defensive front, Kenny Clark is the veteran who we know that you love him, but Rashawn Gary also coming off a 9-sack season last year. He's going to swallow up a couple of people here at one time. What kind of stress is he putting on offenses? Yeah,
you already talked about this guy. He creates a lot of stress in the middle, and this guy is, man, he is all out all the time, and he's a dang good athlete, and he's got length, he's got speed, he's got bend. And this is a good look at, this is what I say, man, this guy's got production. His most production, you think of Rashawn Gary, it's like, man, he gets sacks, right? He gets pressures, but he plays the run, man, and he plays hard. And these guys are tough. Those are complete defensive ends. So good player. We're going to have to handle him. Most of the time our tackles or tight ends got to be able to block this guy.
Secondary-wise for the Green Bay Packers, Coach, if Jair Alexander is able to go Sunday, there are 4 DBs in this game that account for 17 INTs on the season. Safety Xavier McKinney leads the NFL right now with 6 INTs. You have an arsenal of wide receivers to put on him. How do you keep him unbalanced on Sunday?
Well, you got to know where he is at all times. And look, he's a smart player. He really is. This was a great pickup for them. You know, I think he kind of rounds them out on the back end because he is a smart player. He's instinctive. And then when you can get some disruption up front, like they have the players to be able to do this, and he can read the quarterback, you make one mistake, one misstep, one throw that's just a little bit late, and this guy will make you pay. And so, man, we got to be efficient. We can't get ourselves in these second and long, third and long. We got to be able to protect Goff and make sure that we don't put him under duress to where he doesn't feel this player in the back end where he can make these type of plays.
Another tough divisional matchup for your Lions. Your number 1 emphasis for Green Bay is shoes, you said this week.
Yeah.
What's your number 2 emphasis going up against the Packers?
Yeah, look, we got to protect the football. Protect the football. We got to find a way to continue to get at the takeaways. Look, Green Bay is tops of the league turnover ratio, so are we. And so it's going to come down to one. Somebody's going to give it away, and it's going to cost them the game, and it can't be us.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Kevin Zeitler is from the heart of the country that is known for producing some of the greatest offensive linemen. The Wisconsin native played for the Badgers in college, but the stars never aligned for him to step foot onto Lambeau in the NFL. That was until Zeitler signed with the Lions this past offseason. Kevin, born and raised in Wisconsin, and somehow over 225 NFL games, you have never played at Lambeau Field, preseason or regular season. What is the significance of Lambeau Field to you?
Yeah, Lambeau, you know, it's the mecca of football. Growing up in Wisconsin, it's what everyone thinks of. They're all about the Packers. Growing up 6 years old, they win the Super Bowl. You're a lifelong fan, you know, until you get to the league and you can't care about that anymore. So getting a chance to actually play there, I know it's gonna be tough, but I'm very excited.
Have you been to Lambeau as a fan for a game?
No, the only time I've ever been to Lambeau, they had the All-State banquet there my senior year of high school, and unfortunately I got food poisoning from it. So that was my only Lambeau experience, and you know, it's going to be a good time, to step on the field for the first time.
What have you heard about playing at Lambeau?
I know it's a tough place to play. They have a great crowd, they're really into it, and they're always a good, very well-coached team, so we're going to have to give it our all.
Coming into this season, did you highlight Week 9 at Green Bay a little bit more?
I didn't. It's exactly like you said. We have to take each week at a time, but, now that it's game time, it's time to go.
How proud are the offensive linemen who hail from Wisconsin, especially the hotbed for that position group?
It's a position group with a lot of tradition, and it's a great thing to be a part of it. And, for all the guys who have done, all the guys, going forward, we just try to keep the standard as high as possible and keep that pipeline rolling.
The pipeline really runs through University of Wisconsin. As a former Badger and an offensive lineman, who did you grow up watching, either from the state of Wisconsin or University of Wisconsin?
There's so many. You always talk about watching the Joe Thomases and other great guards that got drafted into the league. But then, as pros go, Steve Hutchinson, who had some NFC North experience on the wrong team and all that. But, you see great examples, throughout the league. And when you see what's right, it's right. So you try to emulate that.
Have you been able to reflect at all that you are one of the most notable offensive linemen from Wisconsin?
Haven't really thought about it. Maybe when I'm finally retired, hopefully in many, many years. But till then, just attack each day, each week, one day at a time, and, worry about all that stuff later on.
What's been the little habits you picked up along the way that's helped you?
Treatment habits, mobility habits, things like that. There's a great O-line here, a bunch of veteran guys who played a lot of football, and they have a high expectation of the room, and my whole thing is, being a part of it and, adding to it however I can and make sure I live up to the standard that's been set. In terms of mental, it really is when you leave this building, you have to turn it off because you can drive yourself crazy if you are too focused.
You talk about this being a new room. How do you grow your voice in a completely new environment with some vets you talked about, but also some young guys like the Panay Sewells?
Just being here for OTAs and everything, coming in, getting to know them, just hanging out. You pick up on each other's, the way they act, who they are, and how they actually talk out on the field. And I think that's helped me a lot. And then as you go through the season, you just keep picking up quicker, and before you know it, you're just melded right in.
We know how good this offensive line has been for Detroit. We know there's some personalities in that room. So can you peel back the curtain? What is it like to be in Hank Fraley's offensive line unit room?
It's fantastic. Just like you said, every type of personality known to man is in that room, and that's great. Keeps things interesting, keeps things light, keep things serious when you need to be. But you're able to interact and keep it going, especially through a long season.
Who keeps it light in the room?
Frank's actually pretty funny. He's very mellow, but he knows how to, he's been here long enough, he knows how to get under anyone's skin, and it's pretty great.
I was gonna say it's a sarcastic sense of humor, right?
Exactly.
With Frank? Okay, who takes it really serious in that room?
Probably me, honestly. I'm pretty quiet in there, but the guys are helping me out with that.
Have you been surprised by anything in Hank Fraley's room so far?
No, based on everything I heard, it's what I expect. He's a great coach, very detailed, very wants to get after it every single day. And that's what you need. Keeps you motivated and keeps you going.
Kevin, you talk about being the serious guy in the room. In all of your years of experience, what is your identity that you want Detroit Lions fans to relate to when they see you play?
Mostly just to know, I came in here, I'm giving it everything I got every single day, working hard every day. I'm gonna go get my job done on the field no matter what it takes.
Wishing for something special? Maybe it's VIP seats, the meal of a lifetime, or an unforgettable journey. Whatever it is, Community Financial Credit Union can make it a reality. Share your impossible dream at impossibledreams.org by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen. Welcome back to Inside the Pride. Let's jump right into some Rogers Rewind. We're going back to Sunday's matchup against the Titans. First Titans drive of the game, linebacker Trevor Nowaski picks off Mason Rudolph for his first ever interception. This was Nowaski in a throwback picture when he was growing up, the biggest Lions fan ever, now playing for his hometown team. The last 5 consecutive games for Jared Goff have been historical. However, the month of October has been really impressive for the quarterback. He's posted a QB rating of 149.8. That is the highest QB rating of all time in the month of October for an NFL quarterback, and it is going to this guy, Jared Goff. Detroit Lions special teams was also making history this past Sunday. In addition to Kalif Raymond's 90-yard punt return for a touchdown, Khalil Dorsey's kickoff return for 70-plus yards is the first time an NFL team has done both of those things in a single game since Rams 2014. It all makes sense why special teams coordinator Dave Phipp got a game ball. Can't wait to see what other history Detroit Lions make coming up in Week 9 when they take on the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau. Kickoff is slated for 4:25 on Fox. We'll see you there.